All right, today I'm actually using the hobby as a hobby. I'm using the hobby as a little window of time away from the chaos and panic of life. I guess I'm like using the hobby as intended. I'm going to start painting a miniature today, and I have no intention of finishing it today. Spoiler. Because I'm just going to chill out and relax and do some hobbying. Greetings, good humans, and welcome to Tabletop Alchemy, where sometimes, once in a great while, we just, let me check my note here because I don't have a script up there. I'll see what we do sometimes on this channel. We use the hobby desk as a reprieve. And we thank our patrons for supporting such awesome little pockets of R&R time. It's much appreciated. And at this point, much needed. Unfortunately, this probably means that the next few videos are not going to be very exciting for you guys, and I do feel very bad about that. I will try to explain why as we go. But first, here on the hobby desk, I've got an awesome 3D printed miniature that I bought like 5 years ago. Maybe. Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago I bought this orc. It's a 3D print. It's not even like the highest resolution kind of print you get now from resin prints. It's pretty good. It's not bad because he's kind of a large scale, so he's all right. He's just a really cool sculpt though, right? I mean, come on. The peg-legged pirate orc that's literally holding a ship's cannon like a Gatling gun or whatever, right? It was just cool. Very cool sculpt. I picked it up just on a whim. He's been sitting in this primer and zenithal coat in the Pile of Opportunity Primed and Ready edition for quite a few years now. Like I said, I don't have a script today. I was gonna write one. I got as far as that first line. That's all I had time for today. I mean, as far as script writing goes, because yeah, I'm just overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. Project X is insane. It's bonkers. And life also very tense in some ways. We all get there. You know what I'm talking about. So I literally was like, man, I can't, I don't have time with everything's going on. I can't like make a full YouTube video because I just literally don't have time. I mean, we shot Project X for 2 days over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and every day on that project is just nuts. I can't really explain how difficult it is, but it's kind of like doing basic training for 17 hours every day. It's just a weird. We'll talk about all this stuff when at some point we'll talk about all that stuff. But suffice it to say that Saturday and Sunday were out. Monday, I planned to start the video and thought maybe I could paint a whole miniature for you. And nope, I needed Monday to recuperate from Saturday and Sunday. So, oh boy. And so then now it's Tuesday, and that's when I'm recording this. And I got to put this out Wednesday, but I got to put it out on Thursday, because I'm not going to miss a day. It's coming out on Thursday, one way or another. But then tomorrow, I can't work on a video tomorrow because I have to go travel again and do more stuff for Project X to get ready for Friday's shoot on that thing. It's insanity. Anyway, this is just a long-winded way of me saying that I have decided, look, I need a break. It's just like, can I carve out like a 2-hour window and just like not think about all the other stuff that's going on in the fishbowl or outside the fishbowl or whatever. I'm fish and I live in the fishbowl, so what's in here too? But anyway, can I just go to the little island of creativity and sit at the desk for a couple hours, listen to Tabletop Minions podcast, and just paint something, but not worry about getting it done. That's the key factor here. I'm just gonna sit down. I'm literally putting on a timer, giving myself 2 hours, 2 1-hour sessions, let's say, with a 15-minute break in the middle, and I'm just gonna chill out and paint. And I'm not gonna worry about rushing. I'm not gonna worry about getting something done. I am going to try to paint this miniature to a fairly high standard, which, you know, compared to everyone else, my high standard is pretty low. But I'm just going to take my time with it over the next couple of weeks. And I'm just going to see when I can put in 2 hours. And that's what we're going to have here on the channel for a bit. We'll see the long, lengthy process of just chilling out and relaxing. You know, just give you a little breakdown about what you're seeing on here. You know, so I got this orc, and he's well, you know, probably needs to be orc colored. I kind of had a vague idea. Actually, I don't. I have no idea what colors I'm going to paint this, what the color scheme is going to be. I do want to really try this time to really make a exaggerate the contrast on this miniature. Now, we're just getting started, so you're not going to see any of that stuff, or I don't even know what I'm going to do for any of that stuff until we get to those steps. So right now, I'm just going to start with the skin tone. That's really all I got time today to do. And as you're going to see, I don't even finish that. But it is honest. It is an honest 2 hours worth of hobby time, which maybe I shouldn't be saying that or putting that up like this, because maybe it only looks like, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there this would take them like 10 minutes. But I don't know. So roughly speaking, I thought I wanted to put some warm colors down in the recesses, you know, outlining his muscles and sort of, you know, the deeper recesses of the skin to give it that sort of, you know, people talk about giving orcs sort of that, like a warmer bit of, like a warm cast to some of the green to kind of give it some life. So it's not just sort of super cartoony looking, which is all right. I don't mind. This guy's, it's a cartoony sculpt. It's like a sort of anime sculpt or whatever, right? So it's okay to be cartoony. Doesn't matter. It's all good. That's the point of this video, is to just let you know that sometimes you can just sit down on a hobby and chill out and not have to like fixate on a goal or rush or whatever. Sometimes you just want to move paint around with a brush and just kind of let your mind relax a little bit from all the pressures that are coming at you from everywhere in the universe, right? I mean, sometimes it's just nice to do that. Sometimes I think we don't do that enough. I decided to test it out, this sort of little bit of a color scheme on the skin, on the sort of the back side of the back elbow and stuff, before I kind of went around to the front of the miniature, and it seemed to be working okay. So I kept going on the hand there, and once I had finished that sort of back shoulder area and that one hand, I was like, I had another idea. I was like, actually, I don't actually like this orc green color as the finish for this particular model. I want his skin to be, I think, a little bluer, still green, but a little more in the blue, leaning towards the blue side of things, a little darker. So I thought, okay, well, let me paint in a little bit of highlights, just because I'm going to go back over this in a minute with a different express color. So I used some of this ice yellow, and I actually mixed it with the orc skin express color. I just kind of used the express color to thin it out a little bit, and you know, give it some color, make it sort of a brighter green. I just went in and touched in a little bit of the highlights, just on the elbow, on the knuckles, you know, that sort of thing. And now I'm just going to wash it all back over with this snake green, I think it's called snake green express color. I thinned this out 50-50, so it's 50% express color, 50% medium. And I think right away, that was not thin enough. It's a thing, you know, learning the consistencies of the different colors, because they're not all the same. That dwarf skin that I used for the reddish brown sort of layering down in the recesses, that one almost needs no thinning at all, but I had thinned it out, so it was going down pretty weak. And this is just another example of how experience informs better work, of course. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. We all know that. But, you know, it's one thing to think about things or know something academically, and another one to sort of experience it firsthand, right? So, yeah, so this mix with snake green is, it's too thick. It's too dark, but it's gone on there now, so I guess I'm gonna live with it. But I'm gonna highlight this, I'm gonna highlight this all back up in another stage. But now I need to kind of do the rest of the orc skin in this same formula. So yeah, so I'm just going around and I'm painting, and I'm just doing the same thing, just all over, you know, the rest of the skin, which is kind of a lot. He actually is only wearing like a loincloth, I guess. It's got like sort of a ship sail diaper cloth there, I guess. And then he's got his peg leg, which kind of comes all the way up one thigh. And then, yeah, the rest of him doesn't really, he's got his cap on, his scarf on his head, kerchief, whatever we want to call it. And, but that's it. He's pretty much all muscle and flesh tone everywhere, right? Yeah, I'm just chatting while I just leisurely paint up this model in just very small stages. This is where I have to kind of even end it, because I thought I was going to have enough time to at least, put the darker blue-green color, the snake color, over this, but I forgot. I have to go back in and kind of do the highlight up a little bit with that ice yellow over all these muscles. So when I saw that, I was at my 2-hour mark on my timer, and I was like, wow, I guess I can't even finish the skin tone. That's okay. It is what it is. This is what 2 hours of painting looks like. It's what 2 hours of painting by yours truly looks like. Anyway, so yeah, going forward, I'm just going to paint this guy in stages. It's literally going to be my little eye of the storm moment every week. I can just sit down, do 2 hours of painting where I just block out the world, just not worry about anything. Come over here, sit down in the chair, ramble to you guys about something. I don't know. I wish I could talk about Project X, because that's literally all that's in my head. That and, worrying about finding day jobs to fund a life. So, but I can't talk about Project X yet in any sort of detail. I'm putting up you go follow Witness Pictures over on Instagram, and you'll see some, honestly, you'll see some pretty boring behind the scenes stuff every now and then, because, yeah, I can't get into it. I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. I know that's a weird mantra to be saying about this thing that's taking up all my time, and then I'm sort of taking up your time telling you that I can't talk about it. That's kind of a bummer. I understand. I apologize. But it's kind of a sorry, not sorry sort of thing. Because remember, we're running an experiment here. This is a long-term experiment. Can we keep the energy in something, in a project, and see it to fruition without blabbing and letting all that air out of it? We're going to find out. You and I. Trust me. Okay. Anyway, that's what I want to talk about today. Was just, actually using the hobby for its intended purpose, which I already said. But using the hobby as a hobby. I mean, obviously, when I do the hobby stuff now, most of the time I'm doing it for a video, which is why I made the channel, because if I have to do a video, it makes me do the hobby. A lot of us look at the hobby as something like, we want to play a big game with a bunch of miniatures, or we have to prep all this stuff or get our army ready, or, whatever it is. And so it does become sort of kind of work, right? But a true hobby, which is work, don't get me wrong. All hobbies are work, theoretically. I don't know if that's a true statement or not, but a hobby is work, of course, creative work or whatever it is. But also it is a hobby. It is a thing on the side. Right? Originally, I think like the original term hobby was did mean something like, yeah, you did this little thing on the side because you just enjoyed it. That's why you did it. Just because you enjoyed it. And it had no bearing on your bulk of your life stuff, right? I think sometimes maybe a lot of us kind of, through necessary happenstance where we're trying to play games and stuff like that. Maybe the hobby's just some of this work stuff in the hobby is a bridge to get to this other goal of playing the game or whatever it is, right? But, I think it's important to remember that whatever part of the hobby that you really enjoy, sometimes it's pretty cool to just sit down and relax into just that part of it, just the enjoyment part. And not worry about the outcome or, what other people are going to think, or if you'll even finish it or whatever. Whether you're writing something, drawing something, painting something, building something, sometimes just the act of doing the thing is what we enjoy. We all have parts, this part of the hobby we really like, and this part of the hobby we don't like so much. So maybe just do that one thing a couple hours a week. And just use it as an actual hobby, just to take a break from the stress. And it's pretty nice. So go get your hobby on and enjoy it. See ya.